Okay, so I'm going to show you how to winterize your sprinkler system. First thing you need to do is go find the backflow preventer. This is the backflow preventer. It could be anywhere on your home, but it will be against the foundation somewhere on your property. Once you find this, what you're going to do is find which way the water is flowing, and you can do that by looking on either side of the backflow here, and there's a little arrow here that will show you the direction of the way that the water is flowing. This is the outlet side, and this is the inlet side. Where this goes is down into your basement and hooks into your main line and comes out here through this way. What this is right here in the middle is called a vessel, and what the vessel does is it doesn't allow the water to flow backwards, hence the backflow. So what we're going to do is the first thing is open up the inlet side on the backflow. This is called a test cock, and you're going to need a flathead screwdriver, and you're going to open it ever so slightly. It doesn't matter which way you turn it, but you're going to open it enough, and the water is already off on this home inside, but you're going to open it just enough that the water comes in a steady stream out of this test cock here. And what that does is once you turn the water off inside, it allows the pressure to be released, so that the vacuum seal to be released, so that it can drain back down and in a drain that's inside of your home. So the next step is to go inside your house and to find where your main line and your sprinklers meet in. And on this home, it's in a utility room. On your home, it may be in a bedroom, in a closet, and there'll be a little cabinet that is made that you can open up to do this. Some of them are labeled, like this one here says main and sprinkler. Some of them are not labeled. So if it's not labeled, don't panic. The way to do this is to find the main line here will be hooked to this right here, which is called a pressure reducer. And so that's your main line. Your sprinkler line will be coming off of it this way or this way and going down into and out to the rest of the system, to the backflow preventer where we had just showed you. What we're going to do is close this. So it'll be like this when you walk in. What you're going to do is actually just close it, and that will stop the water from going into your system here. Now what you're going to do though, you have already opened, and remember how I said to close open the vacuum seal on that test cock. What that's going to do is now allow this water to drain from here into our system. And you just find a bucket and open this little valve here, and it's going to drain the line between this point and your backflow preventer. Some people might have a gallon, some people might have a half a gallon, some people might have 2 gallons of water that come out. It's not always going to be the same. It just depends on how far the line is run from right here to your backflow preventer. The line is empty and the bucket's full here, so we'll just go ahead and close that. Make sure that you do that because there is some water that could come back out. So close this again, and this part of your system is done. Now we have to go back outside and finish the winterizing. Okay, once the water is shut off inside, you come back outside to your backflow preventer. And what you're going to do is open up each one of these test cocks. You don't have to open them all the way, but just enough where the water is going to come out. Now the reason why this is blowing so hard is that there's just back pressure from the valve box to this point on the outlet side. And this will just continue to be less and less and less as the water pressure becomes less. So don't panic if that happens. Then you come out to your valve boxes. On this house, the valve box is over here. Some valve boxes are right next to the backflow preventer. Every house is different, but you just find your valve box, open the lid, and in here you're gonna see one of these red valves. It might be blue, but open it up and let it drain out. Next, you're going to open up this. These are called the solenoids inside of your valves, and you do them just a half a turn or a quarter turn open to the left. Turn them to the left, and that opens them up. These wires go into your sprinkler clock, which then allows the sprinkler clock to turn these on and off. the next thing you're gonna do is go to these little valves on the side here. Get a flathead screwdriver and you just turn these ones as well. Half a turn. And I don't know if you can hear that on the video, but you can hear pressure and water releasing there. And what we're doing is releasing the vacuum seal on these lines so that water can drain into the automatic drains inside of your system. There is a third valve. This is this middle one here. And this valve here, do not touch it. It is for a flow control, and on these systems you do not need to deal with the flow control. There are a different type of valve, and it's a hunter valve, and there'll be red wires that come out of the tops here. Don't worry if this isn't what you see, just be sure to do the exact same steps. You open this big one with the 2 wires coming out of it, skip the middle one, and there'll be a third one on this side. It will look a little bit different than this, but it's essentially just the same, so don't panic. Once that is done, your sprinkler system is now winterized. In the springtime, oh, one last thing. After all the water has drained out of here, just turn it almost closed, but not completely, so that you don't have any critters crawl into that and crawl into your sprinkler system. But other than that, you can leave this for the rest of this winter until springtime. And in the springtime, just do this whole process in reverse. Come out here, close each one of these. They don't have to be super tight, but just hand tight. Close each one of the little valves, close this, and then go over to the backflow preventer and close all of the test cocks along the top. And then go into the basement and open up the sprinkler valve that we had closed to winterize it. And you will be set.